Okay, moving on to lesson 8, which has 3 dialogues, of which this is the first one, and it's pretty short. So, without much further ado, let's start. じゃあ、お先に失礼します。お疲れ様でした。さようなら。ウェブさんは何で帰りますか？私は地下鉄です。じゃあ、一緒に行きましょう。ところで、六本木のお宅はどうですか？便利ですが、あの辺は夜も車が多くてうるさいんですよ。そうでしょうね。それに、通勤の電車は混んで大変でしょ？ええ、本当に。なんとかならないでしょうか。Alright, translation. じゃあ、well, お先に before you 失礼します。Okay, saki or saki ni, which is the adverbial form, saki means first, and the o indicates you. So this means before you. 失礼します literally means I'm doing a rude thing, which means I'm leaving. So, well, I'm leaving before you. I suppose that's what people in Japan say when they leave the office, and others are still staying. So in English, I don't know, maybe in English you would say something like, well, I'm off, or well, I'll be going, or something like that. And the other person who's staying answers, お疲れ様でした。お疲れ様でした。The o is again implying the you, and this means you have put in a lot of effort. You have put in a lot of work, or thank you for the effort you've put in your work, something like that. Sayonara, of course, is goodbye, and you might note that you can say it with a short O sound, like here, sayonara, or sayonara, in which case you would have to add in the U letter, like this one, after the yo, sayonara, or sayonara. Web-san wa, as for Mr. Webb. Now this means as for you, Mr. Webb, but Japanese people don't use personal pronouns as often as we do. So they would rather say the name of the person instead of you. So, as for Mr. Webb, nani de, with what or by means of what? Kaerimasu, you return, ka, question. So, Mr. Webb, how do you return home? You know, by which means of transportation do you return home? 私は, as for me, 地下鉄 subway, des is, which of course does not mean I am a subway. It means, well, I take the subway. As for me, I take the subway. じゃあ, well, 一緒に together, 行きましょう. Let's go. Well, let's go together. ところで, by the way, 六本木 is a place in Tokyo. 六本木のお宅は, otaku is your house. It doesn't necessarily have to be a house. It can be an apartment or something as well. It's where the other person lives. We already had ie, which means house, and uchi, which means house, and otaku also. Now, ie is just a neutral word, just describing the structure, the actual structure, the house. Uchi means something more like the home, the place where the family lives. And otaku is only used for the house of another person. Okay? We have this O again here, which indicates you. So, as for your house in Roppongi, do, how, des is, ka, question. Okay, by the way, as for your house in Roppongi, how is it? Benri, convenient, des is, ga, but. Anohen. Anohen means that area, that place. And of course we also have konohen, this area, sonohen, that area, and anohen, that area over there, which is far away, both from my point of view and from my perspective and your perspective as well. And the question, which place or which area, of course, would be donohen. So anohen, konohen, sonohen, anohen, donohen. Okay, anohen wa, as for that place, yoru, night, mo, also or even, kuruma, car, ga, subject, okute, a lot, and, or therefore. Urusai means noisy. Ndes, yo, I tell you. Okay, it is convenient, but since over there at that place in that area there are a lot of cars even at night, it is noisy. So desho ne. So desho would be ne, wouldn't it? Well, yeah, I believe that's the case. I think so too. I would have thought so too. So desho ne. So ni. Furthermore, moreover, tsukin is commute, the commute. Densha, train. So as for the train's commute, no, the commute's train. So as for the commuter train, konde, crowded, taihen, terrible, awful, desho, will be. And this is a question which is not really clear just looking at the words, because there's no ka or anything. So you have to raise the voice at the end of the sentence. So, konde taihen desho. And this means, and moreover, the commuter train is terribly crowded, isn't it? Yes, hontou ni, really. Well, yes, you can say that. Nantoka naranai deshou ka means, well, this is a phrase. This means, can't there anything be done about it? Nan is like what? To marks a citation, so to say. Ka, question. So, and naranai means not changing. Desho would be ka, question. I don't know if I've done this, if I've translated this correctly, but this entire sentence just means, can't there be anything done about it? Nantoka naranai deshou ka. Okay, that's it for dialogue 1. Goodbye.